One of the key problems that Paul can speak about is how knowledge puffs up. So I think the constant temptation of a Christian who kind of gets that bug for reading and learning and wants to, go on to get a degree or whatever, is there's the constant temptation of arrogance and becoming puffed up. And I think at least part of the antidote or part of the answer to the temptation of arrogance or the temptation of pride or being puffed up is when you realize that we don't create ourselves, we're created beings. So I joke with my wife that whether I'm handsome or not, this is kind of all I've got, right? I guess I could do plastic surgery or the rest, but this is what I see in the mirror is what I am, and most of that comes from being a created being, and this is who I am, right? So we come into the world as who we are, and if I have a mind, it's a gift of God. If I have the ability to reason and think, it's a gift of God. Every time my brain synapses fire or air courses through my lungs, that's a gift of God. So I take Colossians 1 seriously. All things cohere in Christ. And every time I think, reason, etc., it's because Christ, the second person, the Trinity, is holding me together. So I try to help my students really come to terms with the fact that every time you know, every time you think, every time you reason, it is one more example of the grace of God to you. And so the Christian thinker or the Christian who's trying to read and think should be ideally the most gracious person, because they realize every time they do anything worth doing, it is because the grace of God is allowing that to take place.